Hey friends, I've been thinking how if I were to do YouTube, then that would take away time from my studies. And I'm a med student, I'm doing MBBS, so I need to be studying rather than filming YouTube videos because that would take away time from my studies. Besides, I suck at speaking in front of a camera and I do not know what to talk about. I hardly know anything about editing my videos. I do not have any fancy setup in my room. It's not a studio, it's a hostel room. I do not have any fancy gear. I'm filming with my phone right now. And like, come on, my friends are going to think me silly and they're probably going to laugh at me. So doing YouTube doesn't make sense for me. Besides, YouTube is for those who have enough time with them, who are rich enough, who have fancy studio, tech and all, and people who know their shit, people who know what they're talking about. And I am none of those, and therefore I should not be filming YouTube videos. This is one of my many limiting beliefs. And recently I came across this newsletter by Tony Robbins that comes up with this 4-step method to bust limiting beliefs. Step 1 is to ask ourselves, is our belief absolutely true? Is there no way that this belief could not be true? Now that when I think about it, I admit that it is not 100% true that if I were to film YouTube videos, then my studies would be screwed up. Because like, come to think of it, I have 24 hours a day and it's not like I study even half of it. Like even on my best days, I am able to like study somewhere around 4 or 5 hours. And after that, I'm probably binge watching anime or scrolling through Instagram. So it's not that time is really a limitation or time should be an excuse to not film YouTube videos. And besides, it is not so much about managing our time, but it's so much more about managing my energy, because even when I do have enough time on my hands, I find myself not able to study that much. As far as my lack of knowledge is concerned when it comes to editing and filming YouTube videos, it's something I could teach myself and get better at. This is what the growth mindset is all about. That it is not that we are either good at something or bad at something. It's just that we could always improve at something. As far as gear is considered, then I realized that I do not need very fancy gear to get started on YouTube. Like my phone is enough. And it's not like I want to compete with some top-notch YouTuber or anything like that. I just want to share stuff that I am interested in. As far as my friends are considered or what other people would think of me, then I mean, like, whom am I kidding? No one really thinks about us as much as we think about ourselves. And this is the ever famous spotlight phenomena. I'm overthinking about what my friends or other people would think of me, when in truth, no one really cares. As for the fact that I do not know what I want to talk about, and so I shouldn't be filming YouTube videos, then this is like author saying that because I do not know what my best-selling book would be, so I'm not going to write. Or a painter saying, I do not know what my best masterpiece would be, so I'm not going to paint. Or a songwriter saying, hey, I do not know what my bestseller song is going to be, so I'm not going to write songs. So even if I do not know what I want to talk about in the long run, or even if I like do not have any niche, I could still talk about or share stuff that I find interesting. And I do not have to be an expert on it, because hey, like no one's life depend on my YouTube videos. Next is to ask ourselves, what does this belief make me feel and what actions does this lead to? So the answer in my case is that I feel uncertain. I feel that I were to film YouTube videos, that would take away time from my studies and all the reasons I talked about previously. Besides, I would have to work hard. Like even in my free time, I would probably have to film and edit my YouTube videos when I could spend that same time binge watching anime or something else. But another part of me thinks that, hey, it's not like I have to binge watch anime every single day of my life. And what if working on my videos actually energizes me rather than drains me? So yes, a part of me wants to film YouTube videos, even if it does not lead to any long-term gains. The next is to do a thought experiment in which we imagine a world where this belief does not exist. It never crossed our mind. And what will we do in that situation? If I were to live in a world where this belief does not exist, then I would be filming YouTube videos more often without worrying about the fact that I'm not good enough or I do not have enough time to do this. And I would lower the bar for myself to film these videos, because a lot of times I have these high expectations that, oh no, my videos need to be good. But no, I'd appreciate the fact that in order to become good, I first need to be bad at it. So I'd keep a very low bar for myself to film YouTube videos, and I'd be filming them like more often without worrying so much about them being good. The next step is to consider the opposite of what this belief would be, and to come up with 3 reasons that why that might be true. So the limiting belief is that I'm not going to do YouTube because I do not have enough time, resources, knowledge, or what other people might think of me. That's the limiting belief. The opposite of this belief would be, that if I were to film YouTube videos, I would be able to make better use of the time that does remains with me. And by teaching myself skills like editing and filming my videos, I would learn to embrace the growth mindset. It would be forever ingrained inside me that there's nothing that I could not teach myself. It's not that I'm either good or bad at something. I could always learn and improve at anything, and that confidence would probably bleed into other areas of my life. That would be a useful skill to have, a growth mindset. And the opposite of my friends thinking me as silly would be my friends being inspired from me, and this would motivate them to fight their own demons or do things that they might be afraid of. The opposite of other people thinking me of as silly would be, what if other people find useful of what I share? Then that would be great. The opposite of me not knowing what to talk about would come off as, what if along the way of filming videos, I discover more about my own self? I learned things that I'm passionate about and want to share it with other people, and this would help me connect with other like-minded people and become friends with them. And what if this YouTube thing actually works 5 or 10 years down the line? As for as reasons that why the opposite of this belief would be true, then for one, I know a lot of people who have worked this out, and two, I've noticed it in myself as well, that instead of feeling drained after filming videos, then a part of me actually feels fulfilled by sharing these things that I'm interested in. And now that I am feeling more refreshed, I could study more effectively with the time I do have. And overall, it just makes me efficient with my time. Another reason would be, if it was actively true that filming YouTube videos was draining away our energy, taking away our time, making our lives miserable, then so many people won't be doing it. So yeah, there goes that. This one caveat to everything what I've said, and that is, of course, this is not 100% true. This is not some gospel of truth, and it's not that I'm trying to say, oh, I was wrong earlier, but now I found the truth. It's just that this entire model, it asks us to consider what narratives and stories do we tell ourselves, and to consider the idea that what if just like 1 in a million chance is that, what if this might not be true? What if this belief of ours is harming us more than it is serving us? And therefore, we should be self-aware enough of the narratives and stories that we tell ourselves every day. Another one of my limiting belief was that I cannot eat chicken every day to keep up my protein intake, because that would take away too much of my time. But I considered, what if this was not true? What if it wasn't this hard to eat 250 grams of chicken every day? And I tried it, and it works really well. All I have to do is like buy maybe like 750 grams of chicken once, clean it once, marinate it once, keep it in the refrigerator of the mess, and it doesn't really take all that much effort in cooking chicken if I were to do it in a minimalistic way. Like, I could marinate the chicken in a really simple manner, just with salt and some peri peri masala maybe, and then I could eat it. And it works really well. And now I've been hitting my protein intake really well, and that probably explains why my biceps have been growing. So that was it, friends. I want you to ask yourself, what are some of your beliefs that might be harming you more than they are serving you?